As we wind down this year, I wanted to talk about 2023 and everything that happened this year. Focus. This video marks the 57th video this year on my channel, Geeks First. Let's see if I can manage to keep that up with at least one video minimum a week next year. But with all that, this video won't be highly edited. It's just going to be me talking, so sit back and enjoy. Since I focused primarily on Flesh and Blood in 2023, we saw several firsts, from the multiplayer set focused round the table to the three focused more thematic sets, Outsiders, Dusk Till Dawn, and Bright Lights, all of which set new bars for the quality of Flesh and Blood overall. While I didn't get to travel to too many events this year, the Calling Indianapolis, Baltimore, and the Coaching were probably some of the best decisions for me to meet some of the greatest peoples whose passion for the game of Flesh and Blood could be seen in pretty much all forms. In Indy, I got to meet Ethan, Lee, and the entire Tavern Brawlers crew, also pro players, cosplayers, aspiring content creators. Heck, I got to interview Mark Poole, Fabray's creator, Carolina, and Hamel. If you haven't seen those interviews, go check those out. That's just to name a few people. Now, friendships formed in some pretty unexpected places. So, after hearing the crowd electrified booming, or booms in that case, cheering with packs as we got to see some of those kind of hits, they were cracked, and even there were more quiet times where I got to experience folks meeting them for the first time, telling me about their passion in the game of Flesh and Blood. It was great. I got to sit down and play UPF, and that was kind of round the table before it was released, mind you, and that was with Sloopdoop, or maybe it was Mr. Ibbets, I'm not really sure. Somehow I came home with this little green frog, and I can't get it to go away. I don't know what to do. So, anyways, we had fun, and the whole time we were there, we played UPF. Well, I played UPF the whole time I was there. I really didn't play any other format. It actually marked my transformation from more of a CC player in Blitz into UPF. I got to make the Nitro Dash work at the UPF tournament, and I was just a few tables down from the now legendary James White vs. Rudy deck, which was definitely something to behold. And if I recall, I think it came down to a drone lockup, but that part's a little bit fuzzy. Hell, I remember taking a box of WTR and playing a sealed UPF pod, which basically let me, Sloop, I think it was Andromeda, and his buddy play a WTR sealed UPF match with just our packs. It was actually quite fun. I witnessed Saint, Rudy, Riddler, Andromeda, and many more opening first edition boxes and seeing the crowd go wild time and time again. From folks like TCG Ted, Stackswell, Ian, Chris, Saint, DM Armada, Edwin, Dan, Barish Brothers, and so many more people. They were all wonderful to meet, and I couldn't even begin to name them all, because as I look back with reverence, as I can see the joy that each of them brought to each other, and also that they brought to grow within myself. Getting to see James White in person and meeting some of the folks at LSS like Alex and Joe showed me that there was a deep care about this game in the community. And that's where I got to meet Fluke, Tall Timmy, and others that were from the other side of the world. I got to, basically play cards and shake hands and talk to people that I would have never seen otherwise. And he even gave me a card. Tall Timmy did, and I'll cherish that forever. I really will. It's handwritten. I got to fly to Denver for the final coaxing. I documented the event, and I arrived early and got to basically take the entire day talking with the 100+ people for the most part, getting to interview and ask lots of questions. So the Denver community was super accepting of me, and I was grateful of that because they showed me a fantastic time. From the judges, Joey, Mo, and even the bar staff themselves, it was a huge uplifting feeling to see how fantastic that literal community was. But for every yin, there are yangs in my life, and I'm a super happy-go-lucky person, but with that said, on December 20th, I did have to say farewell to my loving pet, Mr. Meow. And I know that this is not quite the story you want to hear, but just take a minute and bear with me. I did adopt him in late 2013 from the streets of my neighborhood, and he was with me for the last 10 years. And I knew this was going to happen. When I went every time I'd go away, he would be there when I came back. And now that he's gone, I can see that he was my best friend, and he's the embodiment of what I've seen in the flesh and blood community, because as I take a look, they're good people. And I don't want to focus on the bad things, and he helped me with that. He was really my family, and the holidays can be hard on folks. So for the last few years, now that he's gone, it's going to take me a while to adjust. But all that's to say is that I didn't expect that the loss would be felt so deeply by myself. But that experience of his passing showed me the passion in the flesh and blood community, because folks took time, talked to me, and listened, and chatted with me in Discord. In the days since his passing, I was able to actually talk with people, and they were genuinely interested in my thoughts and feelings, and thank you. That leads me to this. And with every event I go, especially this year, it helped me realize that Flesh and Blood was just more than a game. It was a culture. It was a family, and there are those that really cared and genuinely wanted to know more about myself. The communities I see that I actually want to be a part of lift me up, and I'm wanting to make sure that I get to learn about new heroes, gameplay, and other areas of collecting, things that I may not be that great at right now. If I ever see you in an event, you may soon realize that I carry around a ton of crack baubles, and this is my way of keeping a log of my adventures in the Flesh and Blood world. Every bauble is a showcase of a moment in time that I had with a person, somebody that took that time and care to talk to me or speak with me, and that's how I document that. As I look forward to 2024, I get to attend maybe a few events throughout the year, meet people. Hell, I might be able to play a game of UPF or two with you. I got to meet a lot of people this year, and as my journey continues, I will strive to try to make more fun, highly edited content, but I realize at times I may need to pause, take a breath, and make something that's more like this, just talking to a camera. I hope very much that you have a very happy holiday with your family, friends, and a safe New Year's, and cherish every moment you have. I can't wait to see you, or what is in store for the year in 2024. Until next time, may your games be fun, and your friendships grow. Cheers.
A few moments later.
Hey, this is me about 30 minutes later after I've kind of composed myself. I just wanted to say again thank you. And I know that that video was a script that I wrote. And the reason I did that is because I knew as soon as I hit the part about my cat that I'd probably lose it. And maybe one of these days I'll release some of the attempted recordings when I kind of knew things were going downhill. But that's not that important for you. Either way, I just wanted to say again thank you, and genuinely, I'm very happy to have met a lot of you this year, and I really am excited to see where things go in 2024. And then other than that, I think the game's great. I'm excited to see where things go. I'm glad that there's a focus on UPF, and hell, maybe by 2025 we'll get to talk about PvE, so. Yeah. Sorry about that. Emotions in me are not something that I get to deal with very often, so thanks. All right. That leads me to this.